What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Truth Seekers Mastermind Alliance.
It's Lexus T. It's me. Hey.
That's right. We are here with your boy Hector Rivera and co-host Lexus T.
Yeah, I'm just adjusting the volume, everybody. If you're wondering why is she in and out? Because I'm like, I'm like, this thing does what it wants to. And Zoom is just my friend right now for the price. It might as well be. Let's be real about it. Yeah, Lexus T. ¿Qué pasó? Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Yeah.
Aquí estamos, ya tú sabes.
I wish I knew konnichiwa. Like, hey, I can't even say how she pronounces it, that girl, but she does it real good. I will learn how to say it in about 10 different languages. Give me some time. Give me some time.
We're
But
getting
yeah,
there.
we're
We're getting there.
here. Yeah.
So
What's
she
going
is
on,
here
everybody?
where the talk is real and the vibe is always live. And
Yeah.
we're on that wonderful channel, the Real Double Dose channel. God appointed, God anointed. Y'all know what it is. Back with the TSMA
CSMA, yes.
segment. That's right.
And you're wondering why it might be a little slight difference from hearing Mr. HBH Heck versus Hell.
Mr. Me.
Is because he is traveling right now. We're arranging something, everybody, in the works. As I'm nearing more of my healing journey, he's healing in different ways, and he's basically traveling back and forth. So, he's trying to be as quiet as he can on the road and in different hotels and different stuff like that, which is so fun. And I want to go if my body gets there. If you don't know what's going on and you're new here, thank you and welcome those who have been on here. If you want to hear it, I'll be doing more and probably coming up this next couple of weeks of my no yesterdays, no tomorrows, but to only today. My healing hashtag my reset journey. So if you don't know what she's talking about, I was hospitalized basically the ending of Christmas, all that stuff, New Year's, and 8 surgeries later, and basically having to almost be resuscitated back to life after I, kind of slipped almost out of it after surgery. I'm here. So during that, I had told the team, hello, Philippa, Angie, Tony, all of you. But I had told them that I would be on that conversation. So I know people are like, oh, what does Lex mean? Healing journey. It's always stages of his healing. But to end it sweet, I'm still going through it, learning how to sit down again, learning how to use my back again, learning how to do that. But I'm about several weeks away from having at least be 95% on point. So I'm good. I'm very good. Anyway, that's it. Tune in. You want to know more? Stay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You'll hear our ads with our team. So our AI will be leaving you ads, things you can get hooked up with, and you'll be staying up to date with it. But until then, we are going to be updating the blogs more, just like the Real Double Dose channel.blogspot.com is updated for our current last one we have, and then we are going to have other stuff for the Real Double Dose channel.com. Okay, and Spirit in Mind Elevation.com. Spirit
Right.
and Mind Elevation. Don't forget to check out those, and we'll still do something with the fliptheswitch.com as we move forward with things. But let's go.
Let's go. So for any inquiries, you already know where to reach us at. That is a Real Double Dose channel at yandex.com or flipdaswitch at reborn.com. Those are two emails we're currently using. We're going to start possibly getting a couple more just in case. But here we are. Let's get into it. We've seen all the major wonderful downloads and action and traction going on with the TSMA. So seems like y'all loving these series, these segments. So that's where we're at. So we're gonna give you a little more juice.
Well, they're liking it very much. They're liking it very much. I mean, I'm envious. I'm a little jealous, but because he's smelling the air and he's feeling the air in his face and going from different place to place, and it's like it's that I haven't driven my car since last year. That's just tell you, I started my car one time everyone since 2024, the ending of 2024. So it's like just driving, and I have to get my nerves and my wit about me again, and my perceptions off, so I could hit somebody by accident or not know the perception of how close I am. It's a lot of stages in this healing. And I understand that's why I kind of overplayed the physical therapy and the occupational therapy. And I'm like, oh, it's okay. But then I realized, I'm like, man, I don't even feel comfortable reversing my car. And I used to love, I know I'll get there by the grace of God, but God is the ultimate saver. And I know that I'll learn eventually, but it's like a baby learning certain things again. I feel like I'm a toddler, just got my legs back, So I'm scared. I'm a little nervous, should I say? Not nervous, but slowly and surely we'll get there. All right. But this is the doses that we have for you. Now you're gonna have to tell him that and give him the intro because I forgot the names. He's really bad at this, but I forgot the name. But this is really peep game, everyone. Now we always have peep game. We're gonna go. I know you had some other stuff that you reached out to DDC with Angie with everyone. Those who have. I know there's hundreds of thousands of you at this point, so you're like, who are you talking about? But there's different coops, tribes that people have stayed in touch with DDC to more be direct with the email system since we started, which was several plus years ago. That wasn't more. Leave a like and comment, subscribe. Everybody's kind of over that factor for a long time. But when it comes down to it, is extraterrestrials, yes, it's coming. People who are into quote witchcraft and different stuff. We're going to be grilling them in a very professional, healthy way, and they're ready for it. So there's going to be so many things happening, and as you see, the adversary. Oh yeah, you're funny. The adversary tries to keep things back, as well as our free will and non-judgment of thinking, but it's not going to stop anything coming. So I know you're probably chomping at the bit. It is coming, and for those up there who are sensitive, just chill back and maybe just skip past the parts you don't really want to hear, I guess. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So get a pen and pencil, write the scripture down or replay. When we have lives, you'll be able to have it. But this is going to be juicy, so we're trying to give it to you while the energy is still fresh.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna have it's gonna be like a couple part mini series right here on this topic, on this conversation.
Yes, it's enough to get the double doses, the double, triple doses.
That's right. And as you can see from the title of the conversation, this one is The Vanity of Jacob. Essentially, we're going to go over the point of how...
Oh, wait, I skipped my mark. I'm supposed to say something. I'm trying to drink some water without the crumpling of the bottle, so excuse me. Hey, I'm real about what I got to do. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Vanity of Jacob, that's a wonderful name that Mr. Hector Rivera over here, Mr. HVH himself had, and I think it was phenomenal with the connection of the second part? Okay.
Yeah, because the second part is going to be the curse of Rachel, which Lex had brought up, and I thought it was an awesome conversation that we should have. But I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's go a little bit further and also go with the Vanity of Jacob, because those two are very deeply correlated. Obviously Rachel was less prominent than Jacob, but we also have to look at the fact that
well, it was.
I don't want to give too much, but
it was further though. I mean, we covered that, but I mean, yeah, putting a spotlight on the name, it made it that much more better. I thought that cohesively, that's beautiful. Because the curse of Rachel, we had to give the synopsis of the vanity of Jacob that actually caused the curse. So I'm like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, because I mean, it's the same thing. Whenever we're talking about one person, we can't just talk about one. They are one. So, you can't just give a half to a whole. Because just like Adam and Eve, they were one. They were a singular unit.
Look at this funny guy. Okay, we got time.
So that's why we had to go, and give this kind of prelude to the situation, the conversation of Rachel. But the vanity of Jacob, we're going to go into it a little bit. And we are, if you want to follow along, we're in Genesis 29. But we're going to go over basically the situations that transpired. We're if you are familiar with the Word of God and Genesis and read through it, we are somewhat familiar, but we're going to go into detail, into little intricate portions of what we could pick out in order to see what events led to what exactly, and draw theories from it, and truth, and bring truth into it, right? And we very much distinguish those two. Some of them are open-ended questions to invite revelation, as we've said previously. And other things is just revelations from God that we've already had instilled and know to be true through the proofing of the Holy Spirit. So without too much to draw it out, let's go into this episode. So, the vanity of Jacob. We're on Genesis. What we're going to do is we're going to start it off Genesis in the meeting point of where Rachel and Leah where Jacob met Rachel and Leah and Laban, which is Rachel and Leah's father. So this is what this whole chapter is about. It says, then Jacob went on his way.
Can you repeat just for those in the back, repeat the scripture of the verse one more time so they can probably catch up?
Yeah, we're in Genesis 29, chapter 29. We're going to start at verse 1. I may do a little bit of skipping. Okay, let's go let's read verse 4. So at this point, Jacob made his way to the east, land of the people, to the land of the people in the east. And he met some people on a little bit of a hill at a well. And that well was covered with a rock. And he is conversing with the people now. There's a stone on top of the well. So now we're on verse 4. It said, Jacob said to them, my brothers, where are you from? They said, we are from Haran. He said to them, do you know Laban, the son of Nahor? They said, we know him. He asked them, is he well? They said, he is well. And see, his daughter Rachel is coming with the sheep. Now this is after they had already sent Jacob and they say, hey, go meet Laban. Go meet your mother's brother Laban. So that's why he's asking about him, right? It says, his daughter Rachel is coming with the sheep. Jacob said, see, the sun is still high. It is not time for the flocks to be gathered. Give water to the sheep and return them to their field. But they said, we cannot until all the flocks are gathered and they roll the stone from the top of the well. Then we will give the sheep water. So they already had his rituals. He was already coming, predispositioned to impose his own mindset in what the manner of how they are.
That is a good catch. There you go. Because I was like, you know what? They had stopped that. So, the Bible's so intentional to add the nuggets people go over. That's a good catch. Good catch.
Yeah, his mind was already like, hey, what are y'all doing? So he already has some kind of pride there a little bit, a little bit of.
You wonder from that, though, maybe God's also saying, hey, he already heard them say that's not the tradition, but he still didn't ask further on as we go further on. Okay, keep that as a keynote, everyone. Okay.
Right, so he's already coming like, well, I know how I want to do it, and I'm going to request it how I want to do it. I don't really care how y'all do it, And that's going to be an important factor, too, once we get into this next part. So they told him, Rachel's coming. They got to wait for everyone to gather the sheep in order for them to actually give the water the sheep. So this is verse 9. It says, he was still talking to them when Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she cared for them. Now, even that right there, that's a little bit different because most shepherds are men. It says, when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of his mother's brother Laban, and the sheep of his mother's brother Laban, Jacob went near and rolled the stone from the top of the well. And he gave water to the flock of his mother's brother Laban. Mm. So he even right there, he's just like, oh, I'll do it. I see you. I'll do it. You didn't ask him who does it. How do y'all do it? Do y'all all do it together and roll it off? He just went ahead, step out of the way, step aside. I got this. Let me show off for Rachel right here, daughter of my uncle. Let me show her what it is. So, yeah, it's a little different. Most people now we think it's a very taboo, in a predispositional mindset of cousins. But you know what? That's something we got. I guess that's something we gotta dead out of our system a little bit. Because it's biblical. All right. Anyways, to continue this forward, so he rolled it out of the way, and he gave water to the flock of his mother's brother Laban. Then Jacob kissed Rachel and began to cry for joy. Jacob told Rachel that he was of her family's father, the son of Rebekah, and she ran and told her father, meaning his eyes were already filled with how she looked, what she looked like, how good she looked. He's like, I'm going to do this. Boom, coming in for a kiss. Oh, by the way, we're cousins. So He's just his order of actions is very interesting.
Yeah,
It's a very interesting situation. But yeah, he's going a lot of his own mentality. There is no wantingness to understand how other people operate, wantingness to look at that. And that's where we're going to continue on.
Mm.
So, I don't know if you have something to put in there, Lex, before I continue.
I'm actually enjoying it. Like, it's just cool. It's so cool to lean back and listen because I'm just like, where's it? Come on, follow up. Like, I can disconnect from it and sit like I'm one of the audience members, and I wonder why these TSMA episodes are getting downloaded so much. Hey, the other episodes are good too, but y'all really are jumping on the TSMAs.
Yeah,
Let's see the truth seekers.
that's right.
Mine is thinking about it, and I'm thinking, man. Like I'm not gonna say presumptuous because that's uncle, great, it goes on. But it seems like the vanity's right there almost. It's like yeah, kind of prideful or
Yeah,
just kind of thick headed, like, oh, well, let's do that. Well, hold up, we don't do that here. We do it this way. Oh, okay. Didn't hit the common sense. Then he was beguiled. He was mesmerized by it. He was almost like he was showboating to like gain favor.
right. I've actually seen a few memes of people posting stuff like that, and they're talking about setting up for like church groups, and it's like
Yeah, but
when you see your church crush and they go and they carry like a bunch of chairs,
yeah.
it's like basically trying to like show, hey, I'm strong, trying to impress the church crush or whatever.
I've seen that at church before.
Yeah, that's kind of what he was doing.
And honestly, her I don't want to skip ahead, but I encourage all of you to go into these chapters of Genesis. Was it Genesis, right? 29?
Genesis 29, yes.
Okay. To look into it yourself. So it's not like you're jumping ahead like it's a movie. Check it out and read the whole thing and over and over, actually.
Oh yeah.
But I'm saying her
This
dad.
is a new life version.
Yeah. Yes. So I say I'm gonna end it off with this. I'm already stuttering a little bit, so please everyone forgive me. I've been kind of deprivation of sleep a little bit, but I'll get there. I stutter a little bit from that, or my nerves, or maybe just my backdrop from the surgeries itself. My body's gonna have to regulate a lot. Though I am saying that when it comes to add my input for that part, I will say that I think the play that we're about to hear soon, everyone, you know, they kind of looked at him like a numbskull a little bit. I'm thinking because it's like, oh, well, you didn't even know. I'm not saying that her dad knew, Rachel and Leah's dad knew, but he kind of probably got the sense that Jacob didn't ask very many questions that were important, or were
Right.
from the traditional sense was not, because everyone had a tradition, so we can't say he didn't have one. Even getting up and using the bathroom before you brush your teeth could be a tradition.
Yeah, 100%.
What That's probably why I say, because well, you deceived me. And we move on. I'm telling you, this is really good. So you should probably get. You deceived me. Well, is it really deception? Because if you really ask the correct questions, someone, oh well, you didn't tell me that the bridge ended over there, and I got stuck in. Well, you never asked, even though you saw the warning sign. So you saw the hazard sign, hey, construction on the road. You never said anything. Well, what kind of construction? Just, oh, it's construction. You never asked the important question. So really, I believe he set himself up for a lot of this period, honestly. And think about this, as we say, the vanity of him and the curse of Rachel. Okay, we'll get there in a minute, but let me just drop this bar. Because of that ignorance is not knowing. The unknown or not knowing or being brandishly enough to not want to know. That is what ultimately began the curse. He was already cursing himself from the setup of even walking in there not knowing to, and he kissed her and cried. Well, one, traditionally, he could only kiss her because she was family, but for the fact that he did see her as something he wanted to be with, I'm not saying he put his tongue down her throat. I'm just saying, I finally found the car I want to drive. Like, huh? What's all that about? Huh? That's my take on it. That's my take on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's where I'm gonna say something too, and I'm gonna go into detail about something else as well. But moving forward on this so we can continue it on and hear this history, I switched over to the NIV translation. But it says on verse 13, as soon as Laban heard the news about Jacob, his sister's son, He hurried to meet him. He embraced him and kissed him and brought him to his home. And there Jacob told him all these things. Then Laban said to him, "You are my own flesh and blood." Jacob marries Leah and Rachel. After Jacob had stayed with him for a whole month, Laban said to him, "Just because you are a relative of mine, should you work for me for nothing? Tell me what your wages should be." Now Laban had two daughters. The name of the older was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Leah had weak eyes, but Rachel had a lovely figure and was beautiful. Jacob was in love with Rachel and said, "I'll work for you for 7 years in return for your younger daughter Rachel." Laban said, "It's better that I give her to you than to some other man. Stay here with me." So then Jacob served 7 years to get Rachel, but they seemed like only a few days to him because of his love for her. Then Jacob said to Laban, "Give me my wife. My time is completed and I want to make love to her." So Laban brought together all the people of the place and gave a feast. But when evening came, he took his daughter Leah and brought her to Jacob, and Jacob made love to her. And Laban gave his servant Zilpah to his daughter as her attendant. When morning came, there was Leah. So Jacob said to Laban, "What is this you have done to me? I served you for Rachel, didn't I? Why have you deceived me?" This is where we go into that deception conversation. Okay. And actually, I want to say right there, too, it shows as well how you always reap what you sow.
That's true.
In the manner, because we can go back a few chapters whenever we're looking at Jacob's story and Jacob's background and how he deceived Isaac, his father, by putting on,
yes,
with his mother, and putting on sheepskin and all this other stuff and taking Esau's blessing. So they deceived him with the meal that he made, because the meal wasn't directly hunted either. And he knew that Esau was going to take a little while to go hunt that meal and actually go out of his way to make it. And so he went and he basically deceived Isaac into taking Esau's blessing. Now, Jacob was actually going to get a better blessing, but he still deceived him in order to get that, right? So he still was blessed and he received that blessing because and that's what I love about these things too, is like your words are really powerful. The integrity of what you hold in these times, in these biblical times, it means something. Right nowadays, words are so weak. We are so common to make promises and break them, right? Even Christ says the promises you make to man are not the same as the promises you make to God. So even then, in the times of Christ, the words and the power and the significance and integrity behind what someone said was starting to dwindle. But in Jacob's time, it didn't. In Isaac's time, it didn't. Because Isaac put that blessing, and it's not like he was like, "No, never mind. I take it back because you were not Esau." You know?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
It goes to show how that has changed drastically as well. But yeah, it shows also the spiritual law in which God put in place of you reap what you sow. And just like he deceived Isaac for his blessing, he was deceived as well. Mm-hmm. Now, it's still a deception, and it's still like oh man, this I don't like this feeling because I was deceived, but it's still a blessing, right? Isaac still blessed him, and Leah is a blessing. So to continue it, we're on verse 26. So Laban replied,
Wait. I have something I want to add to it.
I was going to ask you. I was waiting. What's up?
That you get out your system. My brain works so meticulously with the spirit. I can't, it's hard to hold my thought forms in, but I learned. Look at you trying to go to the next one without even asking me. What? Come on now. This is the Lex effect over here.
Wait like 3 seconds. I'm like,
he just took them. Okay, we're dropping jewels. Let me get the there's some rubies in there. Okay. No, but I mean, it's piggybacking off of that. I forgot the first part. It'll probably pop in. I was trying to hold so much while he just pushed me out of the way, everybody. But I like your excitement. We need that excitement. But yeah, when I love the fact that you pointed that out because, connecting to the Bible is like, yeah, he did. He reaped what he sowed. And that's the whole thing. He had to run and get out of there because his brother was going to harm him. From what he
Mm-hmm.
did, he grabbed that. And it's almost like because he cheated him out of that, he thought he could just fast forward and bypass anything he wanted. And yeah, karma, coming back around, comes around, go back around. It came back to him in a way. And I also think, too, when he was at the festival, was he sitting with Rachel and smiling and holding her hand? And where was Leah? Because obviously they would have had to have the traditional, the hand tying and all that other stuff. The different things, the different mantras or the different setups that they had. Where were the women in there? Because it had to be such a good deception. He really thought Rachel was going to be with him. That had to be. So maybe it was some kind of tradition that had all of them involved, which I heard back then in those days, the whole family was involved in the dancing and tradition and stuff. So it was a marriage to the whole family. So he probably didn't, partake in knowing that. So I wanted to get that. And also what Mr. HVH, I like calling you Mr. HVH, this works. Mr. HVH said, well, I had a conversation on RDC called Are You Spellbound? But there's a lot of things I've been saying over the years, but think about that. They're the watered down words, the palabras that we have, the words within us. The word of God is so strong, so magnificent. And then you think about, man, why are words so weak now? Well, people have put so much jelly in the word. Well, I put it in there. I spoke to the universe and I said this and it's not happening. This is a bunch of fluff. God said this and my life hasn't changed. Your words is still a vibration. It's still a frequency. So no matter what you speak on the inside, the soul, the spirit of it itself, it knows it's a radar of detection. This is just the breath of God. You can't lie to it. You can't lie to God when God is within you in every essence of how you even animatedly live. So I thought about that too, like the words that come out. We're going to get into this now again, and maybe we'll end it in a minute or so and kind of go on part two. But at the same time, yeah, I wanted to just piggyback off of what Heck was saying. And it gets to that point where you're like, your words, your mannerism, how he rolled. Oh, okay. Well, that's not tradition. Oh, I thought I married the right one. What are you deceiving me for? Like, okay, like he said, deception for deception.
Yeah. You know what? Let's part two then, Lex. Let's part two then. Let's give him a little teaser. All right.
All right. So everybody, we love you. You're amazing. What did she just do? Yeah, we're gonna stop this off right now. Part two. We're gonna pick up right after this. We're gonna get a little water break real quick and go in, and we're not gonna leave you hanging. Hey, let's get it in, and then we'll go over to that conversation. So yeah, let's start on part two. Heck, you can leave us and roll out if you want.
Let's go. We love you all. Hope you have a blessed one. Don't miss out the second one. Because this is like the we're about to get to the climax point, all right? But
okay. Yeah.
Love you. Hope you have a blessed one. Catch you in a few days, or if you are already listening to this, well, you can listen to it right after.
Yeah, I think we're delayed. We're delayed here or something because I'm talking over him. I'm sorry, everybody. Hey, we're like we're about 1,000 miles in there with some reception things, so we're closing in. But remember to be the change, feel the passion, embrace the power of the spirit. You're amazing, and
we will catch you on
the flip side. TSMA hashtag stay in here.